How to build persistence and patience in founder-led sales. Hi, I'm Patrick here from Founder Revenue Academy. This episode is part of our process series and is episode number 4. So let's get started. Persistence is the fact of continuing in an opinion or course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. And patience is the ability to endure difficult circumstances. If you're watching this video, then perhaps the definitions help you remember a time when you have had to be both persistent and patient. Both must be applied with a high level of context awareness because they're incredibly useful skills in specific situations. And being aware that this is a skill to practice is where founders can and often do fall over. So let's work through an example. You have a very positive sales meeting with a dream client and you come out of the meeting enthusiastic and your mind runs away with you. You think how much you can do for them, how great the relationship is going to be, what the logo will do for your business, what the revenue will help to do, and so on and so on. This is the most human interaction to have, and to be enthusiastic about this is an emotive reaction, but the brakes just need to be pumped a little to avoid any crushing upset that then may reveal itself either by the prospect suddenly going quiet on you. Remember, if they are a big business, their enthusiasm is unlikely to be the same as yours. It's not to say that bigger businesses don't get enthusiastic at working with startups, but it is the management of expectations that is important here and the timescales. You have to be patient because there are different procedures that happen in larger clients, in larger businesses, when it comes to the decision-making process. You may be a startup that wants to or think you can sell your solution for 6 or 7-figure deals. These do not happen overnight. They take time. And when I say time, think about 18 to 24 months. So for this, you have to be patient. So high velocity and enterprise sales, never going to mix. Having the patience to wait requires a high level of awareness and maturity as a founder. So awareness is the key to successfully navigating the pitfalls of being too impatient and inconsistent, and remembering that things take time and things that are worth waiting for take time also. There are many marketing stories which offer guidance on how to achieve overnight success, and this is because businesses that do appear to have this success overnight have actually years of graft behind them, making them wrongly look like the founders of those businesses woke up one day incredibly successful. If there's any kind of truth in these stories at all, the fact is that overnight success, especially with robust business models and selling to high value clients, that definitely takes time. The lesson to be learned here is that your startup might take longer than a year to incubate and build momentum. So how to build persistence and patience? There's 3 ways that I can offer. So first is build relationships. Overinvest in relationships because these drive revenue. The way to do this is by offering guidance, advice, or workshops to your target market to get your name out there, often for free. So what you do is you give, then you give, then you give one more time, and delaying the ask. Because the more relationships and meaningful relationships you have, the better. And not just at one company or one type of relationship, but across investors, prospects, suppliers, etc., etc. Remember, as a startup, just as an aside, you really need to treat your suppliers well. This can be such an issue if you don't do this. So really take awareness to the fact that suppliers need to be paid and also need to be paid on time should you need to do that. The second tactic is be responsive. So emails, calls, Slack, whatever it is, reply and be available to people during working hours. Yes, switch off and have boundaries for when you work and when you don't, but respond and do what you say you are going to do within the timescale that you agreed to. It's incredibly frustrating when you're told that you're going to get a response by a certain time and you don't. It's unprofessional and it's totally avoidable. Finally is to prospect. This sounds odd, but what I mean is that you've just come out of a meeting with a great prospect. Immediately look to prospect more and get more meetings so that if it doesn't work out with this first one, you have a backup plan. and one more and one more, because this means that whilst you would love this great prospects business, you don't need it. This is a powerful position to put yourself in, and this is something you can control. So worry about that. If prospects perceive you to be scarce, either in time or resource, they will come back to you. This wraps up today's video. So remember, we create these videos a lot to help our founders and run these mini-series on all the key pillars of scaling B2B tech startups. So if you haven't seen the other videos in this process series or the other series at all, please check them out. And also don't forget to join our community, which is the link below, where you'll see all this content and get to interact with many like-minded founders. So I'll see you in there.